Good morning, everyone. It's Sal Post. How you doing? And welcome to another episode of Breaking Dawn. Hope you guys are doing well. A lot of you would have watched the game last night. A lot of you would have stayed up like me. I was up at 3 a.m. to watch the game last night. I don't know why I did. It just was not worth the time. It was an awful performance, and it's best. The quicker it's forgotten, the better, in my opinion. But what do you make of that performance last night? Before I start, please don't forget to subscribe. Please don't forget to smash a like. It was an awful game last night in regards to defensively. We were a shambles at the end of the day, and if anything was as to signify that we need transfers and we need players in, it was this game, because at the end of the day you saw the weaknesses of our squad exposed. I feel like the young players did better than the more senior players in that game. I don't know about you, but I just felt like when the younger players came on, we did better. It's strange, isn't it, at the end of the day, that these senior pros are the ones that are not performing, and with this needs to be addressed, because we need players to perform. We need players in our squad who have the experience to lead these young players. They're not leading, and this is the problem with it. And these a couple of players there have not performed all preseason. All preseason, they have not performed, unfortunately. And at the end of the day, these players need to move on and start improving, because we cannot carry any more players next season. And this is what I've been saying. Basically, last night we had a bunch of players who were either over the hill or they were just unfit. At the end of the day, we have too many slow players in midfield. We have too many slow players. Their legs are gone in that midfield. Casemiro's legs are gone. It looks like Johnny Evans' legs are finally caving in as well. There's a lot of weaknesses in regards to that squad, in regards to the senior players. And this is the worry for me, because the senior players are the ones who are meant to be leading these young players into a new era. But unfortunately, a lot of these senior players are the ones who are not performing. And sadly, this is the problem that we're having in regards to this friendly. Now, we played some good stuff here and there. We did. We played some good stuff, but defensively we were weak, and at the crucial moments we were not ruthless enough. And you have to be ruthless in this game. At the end of the day, last season we missed a lot of chances, didn't we? We missed a lot of chances, which is why we were minus goal difference. Of course, we were minus goal difference. Which is why we didn't score goals last season, because we cannot be ruthless, and this is the problem. Now we can pick the bones out of every individual player, but it's the same old, isn't it? Some people say Rashford had a good game. Some people say Rashford had a bad game. So my favourite player was Harry Mass. I thought he was the best player. I thought Oyedele as well. He was good when he came on. I thought the youngsters were good when they came on. I felt that we were better when the youngsters came on. We had more energy when the youngsters come on. Rice Bennett was better as well. But it's just worrying that we're not creating. When we get into that final third, we seem to be hesitant. We don't seem to be moving the ball quick enough and making that decisive pass. Good morning, Tony. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Yeah, what do you think about the game, Tony? Anyway, but the final third, we're hesitant, like second guessing, keeping the ball too long, not passing the ball when we should have passed the ball. Do you know what I mean? We need to pass the ball when there's an opening. Pass the ball. I rarely see us cross the ball into the box. I don't see us crossing anymore. Back in the day, obviously we had the players like Beckham. We had players like Andre Kanchelskis, players like that who could cross a ball, but we don't seem to be able to cross the ball. And this is the issue that I'm having. I don't watch the game. It's Man United, but Man United played. To be honest with you, good morning, my friend. Man United played okay, but in the crucial periods of the game, they let it slip. The lack of concentration, and when we had chances, the head was down, and we didn't bury the chances. We weren't ruthless, and this is something we've been missing for so long now. We need to be ruthless. We need to be putting that ball in the back of the net, and this is the problem that Man United have had over the years, that we're just not ruthless enough. And I'm a bit disappointed with the attackers. I mean, I know that Ahmad is a good talent. I know these are really good, talented players. But at the end of the day, you got to do something more than cutting and shooting. And this is the problem I've been having with the attacking players. I don't know about you, but I like my wingers to create sometimes. You know what I mean? To cross sometimes, to cut in sometimes. There was no other overlapping runs from the fullbacks. We do need fullbacks desperately. Harry Mass did well. He did very well, in my opinion, and was the man of the match, in my opinion. It was not Rashford. I don't think it was Rashford man of the match. Rashford did okay, but he does his usual thing. He'll run, stop, pass back. run, stop, pass back. And that's the problem with Matt Rashford at the end of the day. Nothing much has changed from Man United, still with the set of players who were responsible for the most losses. Casemiro is getting worse, Evans, Lindelof, McTominay. All these players need to go, my friend. The undeniable Dylan is undeniable there. I cannot deny that Dylan is absolutely spot on there. With Lindelof, McTominay, Ericsson all need to go. Their legs have gone. It's about time they go. We cannot keep carrying these older players who cannot move. You know, as I said a few weeks ago, it's like Transformers. We've got Transformers. We've got Decepticons in the middle of our midfield, for crying out loud. It's madness. They're so slow. Only Ahmad, Man United need more. Yeah, Man United do need more. And this is why we've been screaming out for transfers for the last few months, haven't we? So it seems like months anyway. We've been talking about how our squad is weak and that how we need numbers in every single position. You cannot solely rely on youth players. You cannot. You need a squad. You need a strong squad. And if those youth players shine when they come in, so be it. But at the moment, we need a squad and we need to mix it up with the youth players. But we also need experienced players who can lead these youth players to a new evolution, into a new era, so to speak. So Manchester United do need players who are influential, who are inspiring. Yes, we can say that Casemiro is inspiring, Eriksen's inspiring, but it does not come across that way. They just seem like they're just going through the motions. Retirement is coming soon. Retirement is coming soon. And we're going to carry on, you know, playing until our contract runs out. Yeah, we do need young players. Yeah, very good point. We need younger players, quicker players, players who are mobile as well and can get about the pitch. This is why we need Ugarte. This is why we need Ugarte in that midfield, in my opinion. We do need an Ugarte. We do need Delict. We do need Managerial. We need everyone. We need attackers as well. We need someone who can cover for Bruno. We need someone on the right, someone on the left. Thank goodness we've got players coming back. Of course, we've got players. We've got Garnacho coming back. Of course, it's very, very, very important as well to the way we play. I would play Garnacho starting with Ahmed on the right, Garnacho on the left. I don't know about you. Who would you play on that winger? On that wing, would it be Rashford? Would it be Garnacho? I'll play Garnacho left, Ahmad right, and then that's Rashford and Sancho to decide what they're going to do. Now, we didn't play Sancho as a number 10. We haven't played him for a while as a number 10. Last year, we started playing Sancho as a number 10. I don't know why we haven't tried that, because it kind of worked last time, didn't it? What are we doing? Right, risking Wan-Bissaka whilst we want to sell them. You should have gone at half-time. Yeah, good point. Undeniable Dylan. I was shocked when I saw Wan-Bissaka in the team. Not only him, I was shocked when McTominay was still there. I'm hoping that these players are leaving, but what are they still doing in America? This is very concerning. And this is smelling awfully like the Glazers. No, this is starting to become awfully like the Glazers pre-season again. And I don't want that. You know, none of us want that. Cassie legs have gone. Yeah, Cassie legs have gone. Evans not up for it. Still having Lindelof, Maguire around is a recipe for another failed season. We should be ruthless with outgoings. If I had my way, I'd been Rashford and Sancho. Mate, if you had your way, you are speaking my language, because at the end of the day, I would do the same. I'm tired of these players. Honest to God, I tell you right now, I'm tired of some of these players, and I'm supporting these players. When the season starts, I'll back these players. But at the moment, I am tired of these players, and I feel like we need to move on from these type of players. We get too attached to players. We get the Rashfords, the Sanchos of this world. We get far too attached to them, and we have to move on from that era. Do you know what I mean? We have to move on. It's not worked out. Move on. Why do we cling on to these players? I know that their wages are absolutely astronomical. This is the problem. We can't get rid of them. And this is why we've been run so badly over the number of years, the 20 years that the Glazers have been there in charge as well. So at the end of the day, they're still in charge. And of course, this American tour, I think it's been a big disaster, in my opinion. I thought before the tour, I thought we shouldn't have went to America. I thought we should go somewhere else. We should try somewhere else. And it's come to fruition. And I believe I have nothing but respect for the American fans, etc. But we seem to go there every single season, and the pitches are not good. The pitches are NFL pitches. It's nothing against them, but they have NFL is their main sport, not football. So at the end of the day, and football meaning soccer, in my opinion. But it was just a terrible, terrible tour. And the quicker we forget about this tour, the better. What matters is this week. And this week is where it all happens, because we need to get transfers in. This is where it's all happening now. transfers need to come through the door this week. And I'm telling you, a double deal should be done with Managerial and Delict. That's two, but we need more than that. And my friends out in the chat will agree with me. We need more than that. Absolutely. The scary is imagine facing Man City with Casemiro, Maguire, Eriksen, McTominay. Exactly. It is really, really concerning. We can get by. We can get by against the smaller teams, except sometimes. But we cannot start the season with Maguire, Eriksen, McTominay, and even Casemiro now, because Casemiro, he's fell off big time. His legs are absolutely gone. We need that Ugarte in there. We need that enforcer in there, a younger player, who can play with us for the next few years in that central defensive midfield. Hopefully, we'll get him through the door as well. Hopefully, it's a triple. Here we go. I'm hoping, I've got my fingers crossed. People, good noises are coming at the people. I know that we are going to have players through the door very quickly and players out the door very quickly. Now, I'm not too sure how serious Wan-Bissaka's injury was, but it was the most incompetent thing I've ever seen in my life. Why was he playing in that game? Why? If he's going to West Ham, why on earth was he playing in that game? And most of us could see it as well. We could foresee an injury happening, couldn't we? We're just waiting for that Wan-Bissaka injury now, just to mess everything up, and it almost did. Hopefully it's just a knock. Hopefully it's nothing serious. So hopefully that could still go through. It looked like it was a knock, in my opinion. I thought it was a knock. So if it is a knock and it's not a muscle injury, then we're okay. We can move on. We don't need to worry too much. We don't need to get our blood pressures up too high. Next week's a big week, of course, and we need to get those transfers in real quick, and the positivity will start coming back. The preseason has been a disaster. The squad has been all over the place. Injuries left, right, and centre, of course. Now, obviously, our excitement from Euro is gone because obviously he's injured. And then we have obviously Rashford, who came back, was fine, which is good. I'm glad Rashford wasn't majorly injured the last game, but that is good. That's good news. And we'll have Rasmus back. We'll have Garnacho back, of course. We'll be coming into the team. Mainu back. We'll be coming into the team, of course. So we've got Dalot back. We'll be coming into the team. Leacher back as well. So we got to be positive. Of course, our first team is quite good. But when we go beyond our first team, it is weak, which is why we need signings 100%, guys. Good morning, Shabazz. How you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Throughout his career, Cass has slowly started and build up match sharpness. That is why he played 90 minutes. We hope he can build up match sharpness, Shabazz. We hope so. I like Casemiro. I've been a big fan of Casemiro for many years. But at the end of the day, in regards to the Premier League, I feel like we need something more now. We cannot play him every game. We need Ugarte through the door. Definitely need Ugarte through the door. We cannot rely on Casemiro now because his legs have gone. They have slowed down. Match sharpness, I just feel like he's not that type of player. People like to overreact. Only 3 or 4. Yeah, people are overreacting, Shabazz. I absolutely agree. There are people who are overreacting. We are missing a lot of players. But what I would stress is that during the season, you will get injuries. During the season, you will get suspensions. So it's very important that we have a strong squad in regards to the squad, because when one player leaves, when one player gets injured, if one player gets suspended, we don't want the levels to drop, do we? Because it seems like once our first team is gone, once we miss a couple of players, there's a number of our team just down. It just drops, doesn't it? We cannot have that drop. We need a quality squad. Losing 3-0, it wasn't a 3-0 game. We played good stuff in the first half. There were some good moments in the first half, guys. There was subject. It's not just about the result. It's about the way we played. We did play some good stuff, and we were not ruthless. Mason Mount needs to pick it up. He did okay, but every time he got into a shooting position, his head was down, and he was not replacing the ball. Liverpool were ruthless. We were not. That was it. We had better of the game, to be honest with you. The play was better. But at the end of the day, we need to be ruthless. And it's the old problem, isn't it? The goal scoring situation. But let's look forward. Let's just take it in the chin. It is a friendly after all. There have been times when we've lost friendlies. Even under the great Sir Alex Ferguson, we've lost silly friendlies against lower league teams. So it's about time we forgot about that and not take it too serious, because a lot of the Ten Hag outers will brush the crumbs off the table to say, look, I told you, bold fraud, I told you, you see, I told you. And we don't want that, do we? We don't want to start all that business again. We want to have a new slate next season. Now, this is just a preseason. We know it is just a preseason, and it's that preseasons are for working on sharpness. Preseasons are to working on match fitness. Preseasons are to discover the next new thing, the next new talent, for example, you know? So keep believing. I mean, I remember the treble winning season when we lost 3-0 to Arsenal in the Charity Shield. You know what I mean? And people were crying out, "Oh my goodness, who is Yap Stam? Who is Yap Stam? He's rubbish." La, 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 la. If social media existed then obviously it would be crazy right now. Do you know what I mean? When people are calling for Alex Ferguson's head as well. It's madness. It's very good. Yeah, a fan. Oyodele is probably one of the bright sparks of our preseason. Oyodele, Harry Amas, of course, was brilliant. Those two players in particular. Collier did okay. Wasn't fantastic, but he did okay. But Oyodele and Harry Amas are the standout players, and I would start drifting them into the squad now. I would give them a chance. Played well, a lot more position. Shabazz, yeah, we played well. A lot more positives than negatives. That back four will probably, mate. Shabazz, that back four won't play. It can't play. It's too slow. It can't play. So hopefully we get some players in there this week. So there's a lot to be positive about, guys. There's a lot to be positive. It's a friendly. Don't take it in the heart. Don't worry. We're going to be ready next season. All right, we're going to be ready. And I said, I died on this hill. I told you we're going to be ready next season. I have a feeling things are going to go well, and we have to remain positive. At the end of the day, there was literally 30% of our squad out there, 30% of our team. Maguire shouldn't be there. Lindelof shouldn't be there. Rashford should be on the bench. Sancho should be on the bench. Should be Garnacho and Ahmad in the team, of course, with Rasmus and Xerxes up there as well. So at the end of the day, don't worry, Mainu, the talisman, the future is coming back, of course. It's coming back. What about Man United lost in the Premier League? Is Ten Hag's out? Yeah, Man United, no. We cannot be this Ten Hag about business, because at the end of the day, if we lose to Fulham, it's going to be a disaster. We know that. But we cannot keep going on this blaming the manager business. At the end of the day, Ten Hag knows what he has to do. And next season, he has to perform. And at the end of the day, if we don't get in the top four, I'm not aiming for top four. I'm aiming higher. We have to aim high. And if he doesn't get his signings in, if he doesn't get the transfers he wants, how can you blame him? At the end of the day, you've got to give the manager the biggest opportunity to succeed. If he's still got players from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era, from the Ten Hag era, from Louis van Gaal era, how can we progress? You know what I mean? We've got players that have been there 10 years now. So we have to give him the best tools to succeed, which is getting him the players he wants. Let me just go back quickly. Bashir, good morning, my friend. Patience, guys. Yep, we're still building. It will take time. And even it won't take that much time, Bashir. I don't think it will. I think this is just a friendly. You cannot just write everything off because we lost to Liverpool in a friendly. We beaten Liverpool in a friendly last year. We beaten Arsenal in a friendly last year, and nothing happened. But we've lost games in friendlies, and things happen. It's just about getting sharpness. It's just about getting fitness. These games, you cannot really tell what's going on. I suppose the most important thing you have to remember when you're thinking about preseason is the first real preseason, which is the Charity Shield. So if we go to the Charity Shield and we play well and we beat Man City, everyone's going to forget about these friendly games. Because if I told you last year and the year before, who did we lose against in the friendlies? No one will remember. We have to do business this week quickly, exactly under Nigel Dillon. We have to do business quickly, and I believe business will happen. Now, I was a little bit concerned about Wan-Bissaka's injury. I think it is a knock. We hope it's just a knock. We hope that he should have been in England by now, talking to West Ham, putting the papers, putting the final details to West Ham. But he has a medical on Tuesday. So hopefully he'll be off to England to do his medical. Otherwise, he'll be doing the medical in America, because you can do the medical abroad as well. So if he does the medical in America, the medical might be a little bit more thorough, and they might find something that those English medical team might not find. But hopefully it will be signed, sealed, delivered very soon, and we can get Mazraoui in, closely followed by De Ligt as well. And don't forget, Ugarte is the key. He's the key for me. He's the key player in the transfer window, because if we sign Ugarte, it changes a lot. The dynamics of the whole team change, because you'll have that enforcer in midfield, that one who can clean up just in front of the defence. But don't worry. We're looking to the future. Things are looking good, guys. Don't worry. I believe in this. Toby really impressed me because he does so well, especially winning the ball back and covering space, and the technically apt to better on the ball. His runs on the ball are thrilling. Yeah, yeah, Toby Collier, obviously a very, very good talent. I'm very excited to see him. I was excited to see Rice Bennett as well. Rice Bennett is another one I was excited to see because I was raving about him last year. He played last year, but unfortunately got injured. Typical, isn't it? But I was raving about him last year, and I felt like he was one of the next up and coming defenders. Unfortunately, he got injured and he didn't break through. I like Rice Bennett. I think he's a good player. He's powerful. He's composed. And look, when the young players came on, we played better, didn't we? Played better. Now, speaking of young players, Manchester United are close to sealing the deal for Chido Obi Martin. Now, Chido Obi Martin, of course, played for Arsenal under 18s, under 21s, under 19s, whatnot. He's been Arsenal through and through, but he has very close to signing for Manchester United. Now, Obi Martin, a closer look at Obi Martin. Obi Martin has been touted as the next big thing in regards to Yamin Lamar. I said that a couple of weeks ago, so be careful of the copycats. I said that a couple of weeks ago. He's been seen as the next Lamin Lamar, and we should be careful with comparisons, of course, because it does put pressure on players. But I'm really excited about Chido Martin coming through the door. He was 15, 16 years old. He had 4 appearances for Arsenal, 3 goals in the under 18s. Under 18, so the guy knows where the goal is, and this is what we need. We need players who know where the goal is. It helps, doesn't it? It helps if you know where the goal is and you can score goals. And I believe at that age, being prolific at that age is incredible, and it shows a huge amount of maturity, and it shows a huge amount of potential. I can't wait to see him play for Man United, and I believe he will play for Man United very soon. I believe he will make his debut within the next year, within the next 2 years. Who knows? He may even make his debut in the League Cup, in the FA Cup next season. You never know. The guy is that good, and I feel like we have really, really got a really good coup here in regards to a young player. And this is what I mean. This is a project, and we got young players coming through now. We got young players being signed as well. From other clubs. Of course, we signed the Crystal Palace, a youngster as well on the wing, Lusale, a sign from Crystal Palace, the winger, a very good talent. We got a lot of promising things going on at Man United. We have to clear out this Deadwood, as the gentleman in the chat said. We have to clear out the Deadwood now. We have to move on to the new Man United, and the new Man United is coming on quick and fast, guys. So we have to believe. Do not worry about these friendlies. Do not worry. It has no bearing on what we do next season. The only bearing it has is if we get number of injuries. That's the problem with it. That's the only issue. I hoped that when we went into these friendlies, we would come back unscathed, no injuries. That was the main purpose of these friendlies. Now, no one likes to lose to Liverpool. I don't like to lose to Liverpool. It's not what you want to do in a friendly, especially losing 3-0. But at the end of the day, that is the way football is sometimes. And at the end of the day, it's not all about the result. And friendlies, it's not about the result. Only when it becomes to the serious game of football in the league, in the cups, that's when it's about the result. Right now, it's about match fitness, it's about sharpness, and it's about discovering new talent. I was a little bit disappointed we didn't see Vitek play in goal. Onana played again. Onana was a bit shaky again. Onana has a big season as well, and no one is out of the woods in regards to big seasons next season. We're not carrying anyone next season. We're not going to carry anyone next season. That includes Onana, that includes Rashford, that includes Sancho, that includes Casemiro, that includes all these players in our squad, and even players like Evans. We cannot carry these players. I know that they are getting old. I know they're experienced, but we're not a charity. We're not an old people's home. If you're not going to play, if you're not going to be sharp, if you're not going to be fit, that's the door, my friend. That's the door. But a lot of news coming out. Now, reports are saying that Manchester United could rekindle their interest in Federico Chiesa of Juventus. Manchester United are looking to bolster their attacking front line in regards to squad depth, and Chiesa seems like an ideal option for Manchester United. Rumours are from Italian sources that Manchester United are a big fan. Ten Hag is a big fan of Chiesa, and Chiesa is a big admirer of Ten Hag and Manchester United. So if Manchester United could do an attacking deal, a Chiesa would be a great deal to do. Of course, he plays on the right of midfield. He can play as an attacking midfielder as well. And he is a very, very agile, very, very quick and creative player, something we need and something we've been missing. Now, that doesn't mean we're going to completely neglect the right midfielders we got. We need a squad. As I said, we need a strong squad. And if we got a strong squad, that's perfect, because at the end of the day, we're going to get injuries, we're going to get suspensions. Now, Federico Chiesa has been on Manchester United's radar for years. So at the end of the day, it seems like about time that we got a Federico Chiesa through the door. There are rumours that he would have went on to Fiorentina, but it just hasn't materialised. So Manchester United could be in to pounce on Federico Chiesa very, very soon. So hopefully we'll enter talks with him and we can get that attacking backup, because we do need backup in attacking areas. I will play Chiesa starting myself if we did sign him. Ahmed and Chiesa rotating. Now, obviously, we still have Anthony, and we still have to show respect to Anthony. Anthony's got a big season next season, as do a lot of those players in the Manchester United team. Because at the end of the day, we are Manchester United. We're not a charity. This is not snowflake drive. You know, we need to be ruthless now. We need to be ruthless in every sense of the word, on the pitch and off the pitch. If we don't perform, we cannot be sentimental towards players. We cannot show favoritism towards certain players. And we have to, if they don't perform, they have to be left out of the game. And that is the way it is for me, including people like Rashford. If they don't perform, they have to really and truly sit on the bench, and that's how I see it. What do you think about that? What would be your wingers for next season? Garnacho and Ahmed for me. If we get an Chiesa, that'd be fantastic. If we get another attacking player, that'd be fantastic. Ugarte, of course, has agreed personal terms with Manchester United. He should be a Manchester United player unless PSG keep him imprisoned, of course, because at the end of the day, he wants to come to Manchester United. Manchester United want him. PSG are putting their feet firmly in the ground, and so are Bayern Munich. But it seems like Bayern Munich has somewhat loosened their feet in the ground. They've taken off their boots and they said, look, okay, we'll give you these players. They are selling these players reluctantly. Don't be saying that, oh, why are they getting rid of these players? They can't be that good. De Ligt is a very good player. Mazraoui is a very good player. They did not want to let these players go, which is why they're digging their heels in. The reason they're selling these players is because they need the money. Bayern Munich, surprise, surprise, need the money. And we can give them that money and we can help them out. Let's look at some of the other comments. No player, Irfan, I know Man United player is not world class. Yes, Luck, Shaw, Harry, Anthony, Sancho. Yeah, mate, we have our preferences. Mate, you speak my language. Basically, you're speaking exactly what I would say, to be honest. And we have to stop being sentimental as well towards certain players. Shabazz, he reminds me of De Jong on the progressing with the ball, but Eric Ten Hag will feed him topes of Frankie and just build him. Eric Ten Hag creates football gems, and I see diamond in the rough there in Toby. I do as well, my friend. I do as well. Very good point. He does make average players very good. But Toby is not an average player. He's going to be a star. Believe that. He wears his socks down. You know, players who wear their socks down, they're going to be stars in it. They got the confidence, haven't they? You know that they're going to be a player if they got the confidence to wear their socks down and no shin pads. What a guy. What a guy. Let's have a look at some of these other comments. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining. Any news on Fish? No news yet. Of course, he will have a scan this morning. Very, very sad to see Fish go off injured again. Hi, Dabishish. Good morning, my friend. How are you? Any chance for update? Yes, it's Sunday, so things are going to slow down. So it's obviously recycled news. We have news in regards to Federico Chiesa. Man United are going in for Federico Chiesa, as I am hearing. I don't see the hype about McTominay. He doesn't suit our type of play. Being a good and nice person doesn't cut it. Absolute spot on. And Dylan, you're on a roll this morning. You are telling the gospel this morning. We should stop hanging on to players just because they're Mr. Nice Guy in the dressing room. We need quality on that pitch. Do you know the notorious times of Man United when we were successful? There was a lot of players there who didn't get on with each other. They didn't get on with each other, but it didn't matter. Notoriously, Andy Cole didn't get on with Teddy Sheringham, notoriously, back then. So at the end of the day, I would sell McTominay. McTominay would be one of the guys, one of the players I would sell, in my opinion. What do you think about that, guys? Chiesa, really, United are overloading those positions as it is. I believe that Manchester United are going to... Yeah, Alex, you have a good point in regards to that. But Chiesa can also play as a number 10. And also, I believe that we will offload a couple of those right midfielders as well. So I think that you could be hearing news about the right midfield, about certain players who could be leaving on loan or could be leaving the club full stop. So Manchester United, in regards to that, Chiesa could play up front as well. What we need, though, directly now is that Ugarte deal to go through the door and Delict to go through the door. Mazraoui as well, of course, we need him as Wan-Bissaka is leaving. Hopefully he's not seriously injured. We do need these deals to happen quickly. And also people who were twerking Amazon to stay, there is your case study to why we need to move on, because Rabin Ahmed could do double mark. Yeah, it's true, Shabazz. At the end of the day, we have to think about an elite club. We are an elite club and we have to think elite, right? We cannot hold anyone and keep anyone because they're nice guys, or, you know, it's good to have them around the dressing room. We cannot be like that. We need to move on regard to that. Ogerson, good morning, my friend. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. United last night means nothing. Yeah, it means nothing. In a nutshell, it does. And people are overreacting. And I feel like it's important that we don't overreact, because we have lost friendlies in the past. We have won friendlies in the past. Who remembers when we destroyed Real Madrid? Wasn't it 4-0? We beat Barcelona. We smashed them. It didn't mean anything, did it? It doesn't mean anything, because at the end of the day, this is a tool for fitness, this is a tool for sharpness, and this is a tool for finding the next big thing in regards to young players. And I feel like we've seen Oyedele, we've seen a player like Oyedele, we've seen Harry Mas come in, and they've really impressed me in particular, and Collier as well. They've really impressed me. Those three in particular could be the next ones to break through that fantastic conveyor belt of young players that come through at Manchester United. We have to believe next season. We have to believe, but the board have to give Ten Hag the tools to do his job efficiently and well. And that means signing players next season, including De Ligt, including Mazraoui, including Ugarte. And if anything comes on top of that, it's a bonus. I would get Zubimendi as well. He would be my next choice. We do need a cover and a rotate in that number 6, number 8 position. We do need that. So if we can get those players through the door and we can get those players done quickly, we will be in a good position. Guys, at the end of the day, we have a lot of players to come back. There's obviously Licha to come back to the team. Of course, Euro got injured, but if we get De Ligt in, if we get Mazraoui in, we've also got Luke Shaw to come back. We've got Malacia, of course, but Malacia probably won't play, which is why I said we need a left-sided centre-back and left-back, of course. But we do have Luke Shaw to come back. We have Ugarte, who could be in very soon. Mainu, who's one of our best players, who wasn't playing. Of course, Garnacho wasn't playing. Rasmus as well wasn't playing. So it's do not overreact. That's all I'm saying. Yes, we pick certain things out of the game and say, look, this wasn't good, that wasn't good. But do not judge this friendly on what's going to happen during the season. We beat Liverpool under Ten Hag. We know about Liverpool. So at the end of the day, don't overreact. We really need Ugarte. Yes, mate, we do. Felix, thank you for joining me on the stream. Good to see you. I hope you're having a fantastic morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you're messaging me from. It's good to see you. I absolutely agree. Ugarte and De Ligt will be key to this window and to this season at the end of the day. And if we sign in Ugarte and De Ligt, it's a good start. But we do need more. We do need more players in this squad. We do. And at the end of the day, because some of those players are weak. I mean, there's Lindelof, Maguire, of course, who are just gone. You know, they're just not going to fit the system. We also have McTominay, who's not going to fit the system. It's just not working. Will Anthony come good? Will he come good? Will our wingers stop cutting in and shooting? Will they cross? You know, there's a lot of things we need to look at. Is it true Mazraoui will take it? Yes, it is true. It is penciled in for Tuesday, but this is pending on, obviously, Wan-Bissaka going to West Ham. Now, the injury for Wan-Bissaka yesterday looked a bit weird. It was a knock. Hopefully it was just a knock. If that doesn't go through, we do not sign Mazraoui. And this is the problem at the moment. There's a lot of players who are getting injuries, and if they pick up injuries, they're not going to be signing for other football clubs, depending on the injury seriousness. It didn't look that serious because Wan-Bissaka walked straight to the bench. He didn't go off to get treatment. He went straight to the bench. So hopefully Wan-Bissaka goes to West Ham, Mazraoui will come to Man United. And I believe there'll be some surprises. Believe this, there will be some surprises before the start of the season. Some signings coming in that you would not even expect. Now, these are very, very secret things going on at Man United. They're not giving away anything at Man United, but there are some very, very big surprises to come. This is what I've been told by people I trust. At the end of the day, people connected to people who used to play for the club. So at the end of the day, they've told me there should be some big surprises coming, and I'm excited to see who it is. I hope it's someone like a Zubimendi. I hope we get someone like that through the door. That would be brilliant. I hope we get Ugarte through the door. That would be brilliant. It'd be brilliant if we can get our midfield and our defence sorted out first. Because at the moment, when we get injuries in defence, the drop-off is too drastic. When Nietzsche gets injured, who do we have? Do you know what I mean? That's why it's so important to get. We wanted Branthwaite, but Everton didn't want to play ball with us in regards to transfer fee. They wanted 70 million pounds. We were offering 60 million euros with 5 million euros in incentives. Everton do not want to play ball, but Everton have not responded to Manchester United's latest offer for Branthwaite. So who knows? You could hear good news in regards to Branthwaite. Branthwaite wants to leave Manchester United. He wants to go to Manchester United. He's openly said he wants to go to Manchester United, and he's sort of pricing Everton out of keeping him because he wants 160 grand a week to stay, which Everton can't afford, of course. We need good midfielders next season, Ugarte, Manu and Fernandes. If we get Ugarte is the key. He's like the key holder. Because if we get Ugarte, that releases the midfield. You know, we need that guy, that enforcer, that guy to sweep up in front of the defence. We need that sort of guy in the team, of course. Now, everything is about patience. We have to be patient. We're a very impatient fan base, and I understand why. Because we have been in the doldrums for the last 10 years. And I know that a lot of people are frustrated. We have our rivals bantering us. I know how it feels. I'm with you guys. I know how it feels. We're together in this atmosphere, you know, but we're here to talk, and we have to be patient, because at the end of the day, I'm feeling something special that's happening at the club. I believe something special will happen at the club. We just have to remain patient and not take these friendlies as gospel, and not take it as, oh my goodness me, we're going to get relegated. The kind of mentality. Do you know what I mean? It's just be calm. Look at things objectively, subjectively, critically, or however you want to look at it, and say, right, this needs to improve. We need that. He's a good player. We can bring him through. He's a good young player. We can bring him through. And we put him into the squad. We put him into the squad as well. So at the end of the day, basically, please be patient and do not overreact in regards to defeat to Liverpool. It hurts when we lose to Liverpool. As I said yesterday, we don't want to lose to Liverpool at Tiddlywinks. We don't want to lose to Liverpool at Egg and Spoon race. We don't want to lose to Liverpool. But at the end of the day, if we did lose, do not overreact, because it is a friendly. If we lost 3-0 in the league, then that's terrible. But at the end of the day, I trust this manager and I trust this process. I believe we are going to do big things next season. I believe that, and you can track back to these streams, because I believe in it that much. I do believe United will be back next season. These friendlies are just friendlies. Do not worry. We have a lot of players to come back. Erasmus is coming back. Zirkzee we haven't even seen yet. Do you know what I mean? So, and whoever is going to be coming into the team. So do not overreact and be calm. Because at the end of the day, I've seen us lose friendlies. I've seen us lose friendlies under Sir Alex Ferguson during the treble winning season. As I said, I saw us lose 3-0 in the Charity Shield. I was at that game. 3-0 at Wembley in the Charity Shield in the treble winning season against Arsenal. I was at that game and people were doubting Manchester United. People were doubting the signing of Stam. You see, pre-season games are really, really funny. You know, they can go your way, they can go the other way. You see, Real Madrid and teams like that don't take pre-seasons as seriously as we do. You know, teams lose. Chelsea lost 4-0 yesterday. They lost 4-0. Don't overreact. It's going to be, we're in a better position than them. And we got a lot of promising things to come. And I'm not just saying this to be positive. I'm saying this because I feel it. It's going to happen. And all those people can get in their full sense of security in regards to the people who want Ten Hag out. They can keep crying. They can keep moaning. They can keep screaming Ten Hag out, but he's not going anywhere. Believe you me, he's not going anywhere, and he will prove it next season. Believe that he will prove it next season. It's up to us as fans to support the manager, to support the team. I hope we do get rid of some of these players. I hope that some of these players do go, because we do have a lot of players there that shouldn't be at the club anymore. We've held on to some of these players for far too long, and it seems like we are the only club who hold on to players for this long. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of that? At the end of the day, who would you guys sell? Who would you guys want to sell? Of course, it's easy to say Sancho and Rashford, but at the end of the day, Sancho and Rashford, their wages are absolutely mad. The problem is we cannot get rid of these players, because even a team like PSG do not want to pay the wages of a Marcus Rashford. Now, if Marcus Rashford was on 80 grand a week, then it would be easier for us to get rid of him. Now, the key is getting rid of players like Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Scott McTominay, and Victor Lindelof. Maguire is on an astronomical wage as well. And this is where the problem comes in. If we can get a start and get rid of McTominay and get rid of Aaron Wan-Bissaka and get rid of Lindelof, that is a good start, because a lot of that money will go towards our transfer funds. And once that happens, you will see players coming in quickly. It's up to those players to have ambitions to leave and to have ambitions to play. That's why I have a huge admiration for players like Kambwala, who left and didn't accept a higher contract because he wanted first team football. That's the sort of mentality you need. Players who want first team football and want to develop, not just sit on a wage and wait for their contracts to expire, because we've got a lot of players that have that at the moment, and that is thanks to the Glazers. 20 years of the Glazers we had. Let's not forget, we've been owned 20 years by the Glazers, and ridiculous contracts have been handed out. That's why we're going on the redundancy scheme all over Old Trafford, making people unemployed, sadly, because of the way we've been run for the last 20 years. This club has been run to the ground. The stadium, the wages, everything about this club has been run straight to the ground, and we have to move on, including, of course, Old Trafford's regeneration, the building of Old Trafford. There will be a new Old Trafford, of course. Where the ground will be, who knows? If it's in the same spot, I'll be happy with that. A new Old Trafford is important because we do need to move on. It's sad that we haven't maintained Old Trafford as it is, but that is due to the Glazers. The Glazers regime has really destroyed us, destroyed our soul completely. And Manchester United need to rebuild from the ground upwards in regards to stadium infrastructure, because we're falling behind those guys over there in Man City. But I believe this is a turning point, and I believe Man City are at a weak point in their history. I believe that the relationship between the Man City players and Pep Guardiola is waning. I do believe that, and I believe that they are there for the taking. You know, it takes time. A lion on a prowl. A lion on a prowl. We're waiting for that one moment to pounce, and if we pounce and we get them, we're going to get them, and we're going to stay there, and we're going to stay dominant. And that's what we need to do. We need to pounce on the weaknesses. Now, Arne Slot, Liverpool fans will be getting giddy today. They'll be getting happy about a friendly game. But let them. At the end of the day, this team is not going to start the season. Maybe one, maybe two. But this team will not start. The whole team that you saw today is not going to start the season. So it's important. Let them be giddy. Let them jump around. Let them over-celebrate, because we know where we need to be come May. We know what we need to win come May. We want trophies, just like we had trophies last season. We want trophies next season. We want the Europa League. We want another FA Cup, League Cup, and we want to challenge for the league. And I firmly believe we have the tools to do that next season. I do. If Ten Hag gets the players in that he wants, that he's given the tools that he wants, it will happen. It will happen. Believe you me, I've seen every single title under Sir Alex Ferguson. Every title. I've seen every trophy under Sir Alex Ferguson. And I feel it. I feel it in my gut that it's going to happen. We'll have to wait and see, Kenny, mate. We have to wait and see in regards to Slot. He hasn't seen anything like the Premier League. When he loses one, let's see his reaction. Because at the end of the day, it's easy to get giddy too soon, of course. And he hasn't proven nothing yet. In the Dutch league, Ten Hag had the better of him. So let's hope that they lose a couple of games and they will see how it is in the Premier League. Because when you lose, that's when you see character. The difference, Slot is no Klopp. Slot is no Klopp. Slot might be tactically different, but I feel like people are overrating this Slot guy, right? He's the wish Ten Hag. He is the wish Ten Hag. Believe that. City only won one preseason match against Chelsea last night. Does that bother me? I really need to lick to my team. We will do exactly. City have notoriously lost games to Manchester during preseasons. They have not worried about it. Don't worry. At the end of the day, it is a friendly game for sharpness and fitness. And we had a lot of young players. We had a lot of unfit players, slow players in our team. I would say don't worry and be positive, guys. Be positive, guys. Keep the belief. Keep the belief. We are going to be here next season on this stream together. We are in this together and we are all on the same boat. We are all on the same boat. We have to believe. If we don't believe, who's going to believe at the end of the day? What's the point? We have to believe. We believe that we can do something. If we get those transfers in next week, if we get those transfers in, And we start the season with Ugarte, with Mazraoui, with De Ligt, and a couple of other bonus players, and the secret player that I've heard that we could get. Who knows where we can go next season? Who knows? Bigger shocks have happened, you know, and I don't personally think it's a shock because I believe that we are the biggest club in the world and we should be challenging for the title. We are the biggest club in the world who are not challenging for the title. So next season, I firmly believe we will challenge next season. Don't worry about friendly games against Liverpool. We beat Liverpool last year in a friendly game. We beat Arsenal last year in a friendly game. It didn't really matter, did it? It didn't, because at the end of the day, what matters is that we annihilate Fulham on the first game of the season before we beat. Actually, before that, we have to beat Man City in that Charity Shield. We beat Man City in that Charity Shield, and we lift that shield, beating Man City twice at Wembley in a row. What does that do for morale? It's brilliant for morale, isn't it? And that's what we need. Casemiro shouldn't be starting. No, absolutely not, Kenny. That's why we need Ugarte in there. I would play Ugarte and Mainu. When Ugarte comes in, of course, I'm jumping because I believe he will sign for Man United. It will be Ugarte and Mainu in there, of course, with Bruno as the number 10. And I believe that will be good enough to smash Fulham to bits. Ugarte is like the enforcer. He can do two jobs in one midfield, and that's what we need. Roy Keane used to famously do that. He used to play the role of two players, didn't he? You know, he was such a beast and an animal in midfield. And I believe Ugarte is that type of player. He's that type of player who can move the ball, who can cut up the play when teams are trying to attack us, and that's what we missed last season. Now, the biggest concern for me is the goal side of things. The goal side of things, we need creativity from the width. And I know players like to cut in these days. I know they like to stat pat, but we've got to do more creating from the wings. And that means crossing the ball into the box. Overlapping runs from the fullbacks need to be a persistent thing. It's what we used to do so well under Dennis Irwin, Patrice Evra, Gary Neville, these players, even Wes Brown and players like that. You need to have the overlapping runs as well. We have a lack of overlapping runners running in behind, and we have a lack of wingers running and taking on the player and crossing that ball into the box, because we need chances for our strikers. How can our strikers score if we're not creating chances? And that's one of the biggest weaknesses. Now, we are becoming a bit too predictable in regards to our wing play. Rashford is too predictable at times. Of course, we have wingers who cut in a lot and like to shoot. I'm not going to name any names, but a lot of them do. Even Ahmad does it. Anthony does it, of course, as well. The only one who didn't do it was Pellistri, but Pellistri just isn't quite the quality that we need. I think he's a bit too lightweight for the Premier League, but at least he takes on a player and crosses that ball into the box, because that's what we need. We need that type of thing. We need someone who can create from the wings, and that's what's very, very important, guys. Please don't forget to subscribe. Please don't forget to smash a like. It's very important. I'm only like 43 away from 3,000 subscribers. You guys are absolutely incredible. I've only been back for the last month. So things are working well. We're doing well as a community. And I want us to be together in this journey. As the season progresses, we will have a lot of ups and downs. We will have a lot of emotion going on, of course. We will disagree with each other. But at the end of the day, it is about the same goal, which is winning titles, winning trophies. Because if we win trophies, we are going to be here celebrating together. And that's what I want. I want the fan base to be happy. We've been through the mud the last 10 years. And at the end of the day, we need something to happen next season, and I believe it will. Trust me. Just keep the belief and keep the faith. We play Fulham on the first game of the season in the Premier League. We win that. I said it'll be 5-1 to Man United. Maybe I'm delusional. Maybe I'm just getting ahead of myself. But I just have this feeling we're going to absolutely wipe the floor with them, and we're going to move on. And don't forget, we play Liverpool very early in the season at Old Trafford. And if we beat Liverpool, then you can stick your friendly up where the sun don't shine. Because at the end of the day, that's what matters when we play Liverpool in the opening 3 games of the season. That's what matters, not these friendly games that no one gives a damn about and everyone forgets about after a couple of weeks. Do you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, just keep the belief and keep the faith. Don't overreact. Don't listen to those fan cams who want Ten Hag out and are gonna be negative. Of course, they're predictable. They're like rain in London. They're so predictable that they're gonna say the same Ten Hag recycled crap that we've heard for so many months now. So at the end of the day, keep positive. We will win in the end. We will. So will we. So will we. As my friend Steffi says in the chat. So will we. We will fight next season and keep believing. I know it hurts sometimes when we lose games, even friendly games. It's disappointing. I was up 3 o'clock in the morning last night watching this game. And I was very disappointed, to be honest with you. Very disappointed. But at the end of the day, when you look at things and you sit back and you just analyze it, it doesn't really matter, does it? It doesn't really matter. It's a friendly game. And I saw a lot of positives in that game as well. I don't know about you. Those who analyze the game will see positives. Analyze it and look at the game and look at it from a point of view of it's a friendly and who's the next one to break through. Because I see a lot of players there, a couple of players, 3 at least, in those pre-seasons who could play for Manchester United within the next year or so. Don't forget, we have Shea Lacey, we have Fletcher as well. Chido Martinez coming through as well. Slot hasn't seen the real challenge yet in the Premier League. Exactly, Okerson. Okerson, my friend. Precisely, my friend. He has not seen when it going gets tough in the Premier League, it gets tough. You know, it does get tough. And when he loses the first game, let me put this scenario in your head, right? Say he loses at Old Trafford, right? Say he plays Man United at Old Trafford and he loses. Let's see him bounce back from that. Let's see him bounce back for that because we are going to be ready for that game at Old Trafford. Make no bones about it. We will be ready for that game at Old Trafford. And if United win that game, let's see his personality. Let's see that great Arne Slot personality, the wish Ten Hag. You know, let's see the guy from Aqua. He looks like the guy from Aqua. I don't know if you've ever seen Aqua, the music band. They sang Barbie Girl. Come on, hey Barbie. Yeah, he looks like that guy. Let's see if he's smiley, facey, happy-go-lucky mentality carries on when he loses to Manchester United at Old Trafford in the opening few games of the season. Let's see that, yeah? Let's see him bounce back from that. Because at the end of the day, I like to see a manager, Arne Slot, have the barrage of criticism that Ten Hag has had from media, have the off-field issues, the injury issues. Everyone wants Ten Hag to fail who are not a Man United fan, proper Man United fan, not those guys who are Ten Hag out, calling them a ball fraud. Those who analyse the game. Everyone wanted Ten Hag out who are not Man United fans because they know he's got the ability and they're criticising him even when he won the FA Cup. They wouldn't let that guy rest. We'll never forget that. We will never let it rest. We have receipts. We have receipts from all them moments when they criticise Ten Hag. They put him in the pressure and they put him in the presser and they put him under pressure. And that was disgusting. And we support Ten Hag and watch Arne Slot. Watch Arne Slot. Watch him. When he loses to Old Man United at Old Trafford in the opening few games of the season, you watch the pressure mount. You watch the pressure mount, and that's when you see the Premier League, because this is the Premier League. This is not some friendly in America. This is the Premier League we're talking about. This is real football we're talking about. And if he loses one game, let's see how great he is. Let the Liverpool fans get giddy. Let them talk about their little friendly. Let them get happy, because it's rarely that a Scouser gets happy, isn't it? So at the end of the day, let them be happy. We are concentrating focusedly on what's serious, which is winning trophies, winning that Charity Shield, beating Fulham and carrying on our quest to greatness, because I believe we will get there in the end. I'm not very happy about Man United attack overall. Irfan, me too. At the end of the day, I'm not happy about the attack, but we have to be positive. If we're not going to be positive, who is going to be positive? Should be said after. No. Ciao. Where we lost 7-0 to Liverpool, you do not sack managers. I've been a Man United fan 40 years, my friend. I've seen us get smacked up by Man City. I've seen us lose ridiculous games, 6-3, 5-0. I've seen us get ridiculous results before you were even born, my friend. You know, and at the end of the day, teams will lose when teams are changing, when teams are transitioning, teams will get smacked. That's the way it is. When you're changing a culture of a team, like Alex Ferguson did when he brought the kids in and we lost 5-0 to Newcastle, we lost 6-3 to Southampton, things are going to get rough. Just because you lost 7-0 doesn't mean you sack a manager. Teams can get smacked up. That's just the way it is at the end of the day. Yeah, Ollie lost 5-0, but I'm talking about even further. I'll be honest, all those years we won our pre-season games, we started horribly. Exactly, Kenny, exactly. Look, Kenny, I can go back to 1991, 1990. We lost 5-0 to Man City. And we're not talking about the Man City now, right? We're talking about the Man City from then, the rubbish Man City, right? We lost 5-0 to Man City. And people wanted Sir Alex Ferguson's head. Do not get manipulated by one-off results. This is a one-off. We got lost 7-0. It's a bad result. It happens. But when you are trying to change a culture of a club, these things will happen. You're going to get smacked up. Every manager will get smacked up with the amount of crap that we've had. We are not Real Madrid. Real Madrid are a machine. Real Madrid have been the same machine for the last 100 years. Now, we are a mess. We're run by the Glazers. We are not Real Madrid, right? We are run by the Glazers. We have to fix a lot of mess over a 20-year period that our Glazers have accumulated. That is not Ten Hag's fault. There is a mess in that club. It's hard for someone like Ancelotti to get smacked up by any rival because the structure of the club is already there, my friend. It's already there. Kenny, speak. Tell him. Like, at the end of the day, stop bringing the 7-0. Don't fall into that silly narrative of all those guys on other fan channels who can't even look after their own cholesterol, who are coming on talking about fitness and training, etc. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about it. Listen, ciao. Big respect to you, my friend. By the end of the day, next season will determine. It's the third season. Yes, Don won't be sacked. Exactly. But he won't be sacked because at the end of the day, Real Madrid are a different animal and they've been run the same way for 150 years, guys. 150. They've not moved from the way they play. We have a philosophy which we have gone off. We've been badly run. When Sir Alex Ferguson left, we had a mess. We had David Moyes come in, for goodness sake. We are not run like Real Madrid. Now, we're trying to change that. And then when you're in the midst of change, that's when things go wrong. You can go wrong. You can get smacked up. You can lose. But in the long term, you will feel the benefits. Believe that from me, from a guy who saw when fans were protesting for Alex Ferguson to be sacked. I saw it in my own eyes. People with banners for Alex Ferguson to be sacked, saying that this wouldn't be accepted at Liverpool. Liverpool wouldn't accept this. And believe me, mate, trust the process. And if we fail next season, it's Ten Hag's third season. If we fail, you can come at me and say, look, Sal, you said it. I was wrong. And I hold my hands up, guys. It's the third season. Let's see. They're on a different level. And Kenny, we are trying to change that, aren't we? We're trying to change that. And by changing that, we have to take some sacrifices. We have to take some blows on the chin. That's just the way it's going to be. That's the way football is. And that's the way elite sport is. Do not worry, guys. Big respect to you all. Who is talking about Real Madrid in this channel? I know I'm not even talking about Real Madrid. Real Madrid, at the end of the day, are an animal that has not moved from its spot in 120 years. And the reason is they've always made the right decision in regards to hiring of those at the top. At the top resonates to the bottom, and they have not changed. Just like Barcelona with their academy, with La Masia, where they have the same conveyor belt of players coming through, same conveyor belt players coming through. We've changed that over the years. 4-0 to Barcelona. The Don lost. Yeah, he lost 4-0 to Barcelona. We lost 4-0 to Barcelona. Yeah, in the 90s in the Champions League, we used to get smacked up by teams in the Champions League under Sir Alex Ferguson. Our Chancellor Widow. Ciao. We're on the same boat, my friend. We're on the same boat, and hopefully, we pray at the end of the day, Ten Hag, no Ten Hag. We want what's best for Man United, and we hope in the long run we get what's best for Man United, and we win trophies. And that's what it's all about. Isn't tough as exactly. It isn't as tough as the Premier League, as people know, as England know. England players will tell you that the Premier League is a different machine. Every single game you play is a difficult game, and they're going to give you a hard game. Top team can lose to the bottom team. It's completely a different animal, the Premier League. But guys, this is all about opinion. And Chow is right. We do need to be successful. We do need to worry up. We do need to win trophies. We do need to concentrate on challenging for that league. And I'm accepting no prisoners next season. Players, manager, the lot. I'm accepting no prisoners. I want to see a huge improvement next season, and I hope we get that. Teams lose. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, Alex, teams are always going to get thumped. Teams are always going to get thumped, especially the way we've been run over the last recent years. It's been awful, hasn't it? So at the end of the day, let's hope that things get better. Guys, it's been a fantastic chat. You guys are absolute elites. I've got nothing but respect for you guys. Joining me this morning on Breaking Dawn, I'm Sal Warner. Big week ahead, guys. Big week. There's a lot of things to happen and a lot of big news coming out of Manchester United. And we hope that we get some excitement and some positivity. Now, no one is exempt from criticism, and that includes the manager. If the manager does badly, we will call it out. If he makes mistakes, we will call it out. But we have to give the guy a chance. And at the end of the day, he's won 2 trophies for Man United. He's brought us to 3 finals. Next season is about time we went for the serious stuff, which is challenging for the league. And that's what I want. I don't want no more, oh, if we get top 4, that's okay. I am the most ruthless guy when it comes to these things, right? Because we're Manchester United. We're no player FC. We're no manager FC. But we have to give the guy a chance. And I believe the 3rd season is the chance. And I hope under this structure, we will see major developments and major change on the pitch, which is what matters the most. Guys, thank you so much for joining me today. Big respect. Don't forget to smash a like. Don't forget to subscribe. And please don't forget to spread the channel to all your peeps and let them know that this is where it's at. Guys, thank you so much. You are absolutely brilliant. Don't worry about the friendly. We're going to move on. We're going to win that Charity Shield, and big news coming next week. All the best, guys. I'll see you later for Chatterbox. Don't forget to join me 2 p.m. UK time, 3 p.m. Central European time, 5 p.m. where I am right now, which is the UAE. Guys, thank you so much. All the best. Peace.